Did I do a guitar talk after this?
Yeah, here.
Go
for it. Finally.
It's Sean's Guitar Talk.
Thank you for that. Who was that? Was that
Reverend Scott?
Reverend Scott?
Yeah.
He always delivers, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is going to be an obvious one that a lot of people probably know if you're into movies and guitars. And there are two movies that really made me want to play electric guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotten kind of interested in it, but one was 1987, was La Bamba.
Okay.
I was 10.
Yeah,
I was
it's a good
9.
movie.
I was 9 or 10 years old, and I'll tell you what. We bought. I had the soundtrack on cassette, and it wasn't the song La Bamba that made me want to do it. It was.
Why would it be?
It was Brian Setzer's cover of "Summertime Blues."
Okay.
And the guitar solo on that soundtrack is so fucking kick ass. Him and that Gretsch.
Yeah.
I just go, God, it's so fucking badass. It just made me, I say, how do you do that? Like, how do you play like that? It was just like he was saying, fuck you with the guitar.
Is this it?
Well, it's maybe a live version.
It's a live version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the guitars, I said, I'd never heard, because I'd heard lots of electric guitar music, but I'd never heard anybody kind of quite play in that rockabilly, this gnarly, ragged rockabilly thing. And I went, man, I want to learn how to do that. I thought that was cool as shit. There's so much attitude on that track. And the other one was Back to the Future.
Yeah.
That scene, him playing Johnny B. Goode, at the
worst dub, the most obvious other guy singing.
The Enchantment Under the Sea dance.
Yeah.
And that movie came out in 1985, but however, I didn't see it for a few years. I don't think I saw it probably till I was probably, it was probably 88, something like that. I know we rented it. Definitely didn't see it in the theater. But anyway, so that's set in 1955. So Michael J. Fox, he said, I want to learn this whole thing. He said, I want the director to be able to cut to my hands at any point and make it look like I'm playing. And he does a really good job.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that's a little different, but he does a really, really good job of it.
Yeah. The singing though scene is like
clearly
preposterous.
Not. Now, yeah, that was a really kick-ass, band of session guys who played on that, and it's great. The drummer swings like he did. He's not playing it straight. People always fuck that up with Johnny B. Goode. Well, anyway, so I immediately notice the electric guitar that he's playing. Now, this is the part that people know. What he's playing is he's playing a Gibson ES 345. I thought it was 335. I can just hear whatever women are listening to this. Just turn this off right now.
Good.
Sorry, but there are some people. There are some people who like this shit.
Turn off about bulldozing kids.
So right? Touche. So what I always read immediately was like, well, that style guitar didn't come out till 1958. He's playing it in 1955.
Oh, it's a fuck up.
I mean, who gives a shit?
Wow.
Who gives a shit?
Why do it then?
There's way more egregious fuck ups in the past. But I didn't realize there was a difference between. I think that guitar actually. It was rented from a place called Norman's Rare Guitars in Tarzana. Here, he's one of the foremost vintage guitar sellers in the world. So they come in, they say, hey, we need a guitar. And he immediately, he tells them, okay, well, you said 1955. So he gives them something called an ES5 Switchmaster, which is a futuristic kind of looking guitar. It's got 3 pickups and 6 knobs. And they said, we want it to look futuristic.
Yeah.
Okay. So he gives them something that's period correct. They take it. They aren't shooting the scene for a while. He says, like the day before they come back, they say, no, we don't want this. Whoever's in charge of it looks at this ES345, which this one was like a 61, so it's 6 years too late. That style didn't come out till 58, so it's 3 years too late. Okay. They say, it's got to be red, it's got to have a whammy bar.
Yeah.
So he goes, what about that? And he goes, well, that's not accurate. They go, we don't care.
Yeah.
So they take it, they play with that guitar, and that's the part that everybody knows who's like into this shit. Well, about in 2008 or 9, I worked with a guitar player who played that. His name's Tim May.
Who played that?
Who played he was the guitar
in
player
Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a session guitar player called Tim May who
Whoa.
And I learned two things about Tim May besides the fact that he's a cool. I think
Tim
he's retired.
like South Park?
Tim May.
Yeah.
It's funny. He's like he looks like Uncle Fester. And he got like
That's
a
the
shaved
ugliest person in the world.
I don't know if he's that. He's a
what?
hysterical guy. I learned two things.
If you're that ugly, I guess so.
He knows a million fucking jokes, and there is somebody else on the planet who will order a pizza with jalapeno and anchovy on it.
Oh,
because that's what we did.
Oh,
he's feeling out. People are like, hey, there he is. Yeah. So.
Dude, he looks like the guy from Whiplash.
He's
J.K.
Simmons.
Simmons.
No, you're right. I made the Uncle Fester joke.
Fester.
I think he's lost weight.
Dirty.
I know. I'm sorry. But
yeah, when I meet another guy who wants anchovies on pizza, I'm like, let's get married.
We were thinking about we're like gonna sometimes pizza's the easiest thing to do. And we're going to we'll order Joe Peeps, right? That's kind of a local thing. Yeah, over in the valley. And so it's like, hey, what do you guys, want on set? We ended up getting a few, obviously. He and I were the only ones who ate that. But, he said, anybody like jalapeno? And I go, yeah. And he goes, anybody like anchovies? And I go,
testing you.
I go, dude.
Anchovies?
Come on. He goes,
how about little pieces of shit?
Instantly, you guys are getting your own pizza. So we did.
Wow.
So
okay.
So
yeah, Back to the Future. There it is.
Yeah.
He's done many films.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
he's a great jazz player.
Okay.
That's really his thing.
Forrest Gump, The Simpsons. He does.
Yeah. I mean, he's done
Family Guy
since the 70s. He's done
King of the Hill. Did he do?
No, that was a band called The Refreshments. That's actually a band.
Okay.
But
Dawson's Creek. Oh boy.
But he's done a million things. And I think he's kind of retired now, or just does little projects here and there. I think he's in his early 70s now.
He's got to go to like Comic-Con and just do that riff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I actually had a chance to ask him. I said, thinking at the time, I said, I got to know about Back to the Future. I said, so did you play a 335? It was really a 345, a little slightly different. It's very, very similar because when you listen to that, I go, yeah, sure. Sounds just like it. Well, what he did, he played a Valley Arts Stratocaster, basically.
Okay.
Which is Valley Arts was kind of the first boutique company that made like what they call super strats, or based on a Fender Stratocaster, 3 pickups, but they'd use things like active electronics, Floyd Rose tremolos, locking nuts. They would take these things and kind of make them bulletproof. And since many manufacturers have done it, like Ibanez, Charvel, Jackson, Kramer, all these things that are basically based on Leo Fender's 1954 Stratocaster. God, I'm boring myself. Anyway. So it was a solid body Strat with active pickups, which is like the first, because if you listen to that, I go, yeah, that could totally be a 335, which really told me one thing, that you can get any guitar to sound like any guitar if you know what the fuck you're doing.
Okay.
And 2, the amp means a lot more than the guitar does.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get a chance to ask him about the amp. I'll bet it was a small little combo, maybe something tweed, because if you listen to it, I don't care who you are. If you say you hear solid body Stratocaster, you're a liar. Because it sounds totally correct. It sounds
okay.
So he goes, no.
Yeah.
So I just go, Jesus Christ, like holy shit. So it kind of blew my mind that was essentially a single coil pickup Strat, when what McFly is playing
is not.
And yet I totally buy it. I totally buy that's the guitar.
Even knowing the guitar, you buy it.
Yeah.
I buy it just because it's a guitar.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Right.
There was a lot of so anyway, that's my little extra information on that it was something that wasn't even close to
I can't believe you worked with the guy who recorded that. That's like the most.
Yeah.
Every guy our age was like, yeah, this is having a serious impact on me. This performance of this song.
It was so fucking kick ass. Like the band was just, I mean, you knew they were all A guys.
Yeah.
So, and there was actually, I think because Michael J. Fox does a really good job of of miming.
Yeah.
That there's I have heard from multiple people. It's like, wow, yeah, he really played that well. Like, I mean, he was, I think they've even read that in places where it was like, it's like, but for sure, Michael J. Fox did not play that. That was not him playing guitar as good as it looks in most places.
Looks like he's really concentrating.
I think he might have played a little bit. I know that got him to play seriously. Like, I mean, and he played.
Oh, he played seriously before the Parkinson's?
He played seriously after that, I know. And I guess probably in the last 25 years, he's developed a hell of a vibrato.
It's Sean's Guitar Talk.
That might be the worst thing I've ever said.
Banned.
What?
You're going to get banned from everywhere saying that. You can't say that shit. What would Tim A think?
That was absolutely tasteless. All right. Well, that's my guitar talk. I'll talk. I want to talk about later. The next time I'll do something more interesting to everybody. The history of the steel guitar.
That's the most fucking interesting. Do you have a steel guitar?
No.
Why not? Come on. It's like a computer that's also a guitar, and you sit there and it's like a theremin that's a guitar.
Yeah.
You got to get that.
Well, you can have a lap steel or a pedal steel.
Yeah. Which one would you get?
Pedal steel's like playing a helicopter.
Okay.
That's the.
I would have figured. I would have guessed lap steel.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? I don't play enough to consider myself a guitar player now, let alone learn something new.
Okay. Good guitar talk, right?
I really kind of feel bad about that vibrato comment. I love Michael J. Fox. I don't know. It just seems
he jokes about it all the time.
In very poor taste.
Nah, that's good. You could just fire up Twitter though.
What, I could fire up Twitter?
Yeah, for dating.
What do you mean?
Just fire up Twitter. Talk about guitars.
They don't like that.
Post you. They love it.
Yeah.
Then they don't have to talk.
They
could listen to you talk.
I was
for
ready to
hours.
bail halfway through that guitar talk.
It was great. That twist of Back to the Future was great.
Oh, that was cool. That I was like, oh, holy shit, that's the guy.
The only problem with your story for women is that it had a beginning and an end.
Oh no!
If it just went straight,
Jesus.
they would go, God, this is amazing. I never felt so warm.
Yo, my rage is Sean. He teases the guitar talk corner. And then he just fucking
And then he goes to Japan.
Yeah, but I did it. I knew I had to do it today.
I need it.
You had a doozy, man.
Yeah.
I worked with the Back to the Future solo guy.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's
that's funny that that's the only reason I told that story.
Yeah.
Because I had something to add to it.
Oh, it's a good story.